Can you start? Hi everyone, this is Naman. I think many of you actually know me that I'm over here a chief instructor and I also takes care of multiple other activities with Thinkcloudly. So today we basically planned this webinar just to make sure that you guys are educated when you start the process of applying jobs. So many of you, maybe many of you are applying for the jobs, are going for the jobs, and probably some of you have already gotten the job. So this session we wanted to make sure that it helps both the audience, the people who have already got the job and the people who are preparing for the job and people who are actually submitting their applications. So over here at Thinkcloudly, we try to make sure that as much as we can pass the knowledge to all our students or to the people who are associated with us. They feel more educated and they will be more experienced. They are following the right process to apply jobs. They are making sure that every prerequisites are ready so that when they apply a job, their application stand out of the crowd. Let's imagine that you are applying for the job. You're not the one who is applying for the job. There are 100 more applications which will be received by the recruiter. Now, when you are among 100 people, how will you stand out of the crowd? There are some best practices which you might need to follow so that your resume gets preference and you get a call. So first of all, the very first step for anyone is that you get a call. Second is the interview. Okay, and many of the students, they have struggled to get the call from recruiters. So that's why today we kept this session on our LinkedIn grooming. So that will actually tell you that how to prepare, what is the important aspects of your LinkedIn and what should be ready in order to make sure that you actually getting the preference from the recruiter. After that, we have the we will be talking about the GitHub. So LinkedIn is basically about like how to apply jobs or how to make sure that your profile is ready. But GitHub is more of a technical concept, which is important for all the people who are applying for the roles of cloud engineer or DevOps engineer. They should be aware what is GitHub. That is why we have taken these two topics for today's webinar. And I'm the one who is going to basically conduct the session on this. So first of all, I would like to thank everyone for coming today and coming to this session so that we can see what you guys can learn. And even if you have any question, you can feel free to ask us. Yeah. So today's goals are, first of all, we will understand the LinkedIn grooming. Then we will take a look on GitHub. Then we will talk about product and services, though will not take a lot of time to talk about that. And then we'll take a small quiz so that we can see who is the winner. And we'll tell you the rule of the quiz so that you guys can follow and can respond. After that, there will be a question and answer session so that if you guys have any question related to the session, or if you want to know anything about anything, you can always ask the questions, or you can contact us separately on our email address, or you can call us directly. Now who we are. Here at Thinkcloudly, we are actually focusing on our students and the people who would like to get a job in cloud or in IT. So over here, we offer multiple different courses and we try to enable a lot of individuals to get ready for the job by providing them products and different services. So we have different products and services which will certainly enable you to become IT cloud professionals or Scrum Master. We have recently launched that program, and also we have launched the program on ServiceNow. So basically you will have a very good information on that ServiceNow as well if you visit our website. Now, coming to GitHub, coming to LinkedIn account. So right now it is very important for us to understand what is LinkedIn. Right now, guys, more than millions of individuals are connected over LinkedIn just for one purpose, just to ensure that you have a very good professional connect. You are connecting with your colleagues, your peers, you're connecting with recruiters, you are connecting with larger community where you can where you can contribute to the society from a technical perspective. So you are connected over LinkedIn because of multiple aspects. So you are connected with your friends, okay, the way you are connected over Facebook. You are connected with your colleagues or peers. You are connected to contribute to the society, that probably AWS cloud, or Azure cloud. You might know something which others might not know, or you want to basically contribute that these were the questions which you received in your interview, and now you can post it on LinkedIn so that it helps others. After that, you find the jobs on LinkedIn. So this is the major aspect of using the LinkedIn, that you find a lot of good jobs on LinkedIn. Now, how will we groom our LinkedIn account? So first of all, we have to make sure that you have your good work experience. Now, a lot of people ask me that, Naman, we are coming from a very non-IT background. So what experience we can put? Because when we come from a hotel background or healthcare background, so it will be very difficult to portray that I was working in IT. And if you tell that I was working in hotel or I was working in healthcare, your chances of getting the job will become less. So ensure, guys, that you can use your current job name. Let's say you're working with, hotel or healthcare, but ensure that you are using all the roles and responsibilities are related to your AWS or cloud. For whatever job you're applying for, your roles and responsibilities should be adjacent to it. So let's say that you are applying for cloud jobs or DevOps job. So make sure you show your past experience as, as that you were having some roles and responsibilities on cloud. Do not just blindly mention that I was helping patients, or I was helping customers at hotel, or I was driving Uber. Do not mention that. Make sure that you mention the company name, but make sure you mention some of the roles and responsibilities. You might have attended some projects, so you can mention those projects. Make sure your work experience should have good amount of technology related stuff. If it has some description which comes from non-IT background, your recruiter will not pick your LinkedIn profile, and your LinkedIn profile will not be shortlisted. Education. It is always good to have, at least bachelor's degree. So whenever you might have studied diploma, or you might have gone for your bachelor's, master's, whatever program you had been enrolled with, it's okay if you are coming from masters. You can mention that. Whatever background you have, probably you might have done your masters in economics. That's okay, because IT do not care whether you are from IT, whether you have studied your master's or bachelor's from IT or not. It does not matter. These days, it does not matter that what was your specialization during your education. You can transparently mention whatever degree you have. You can mention about that education, but make sure your education is updated completely. Do not mention about any course which you might have attended with any of the organization out there. Let's say you have taken a small course on Python. Do not mention that in education. Education should show only your bachelor's, master's, diploma, or your, yeah, all the education certificates which you have. So that should show in your education. For certification, many of you have certifications. Do not mention your certifications as part of education. So no certification should be mentioned as part of education, education detail. On LinkedIn, you have separate section for certification. Make sure that you mention your certification in separate section. Do not, include it as part of education. Sometimes sometimes recruiters, they do not feel good if you mention certification as part of your education. Education is different, and certification is different. Please understand the difference between education and certification. Coming to headline, guys. Okay, let me first show you the work experience and education, and then probably we'll go towards headline. I'll take my own profile as an example so that it is more easier to you to visualize, and so that you can update your own LinkedIn profile. Now, if I talk about the work experience, so if you look at my work experience, so over here in my experience, I have updated all my work, like with which companies I was associated with, and the timeline. This is very important that you mention timeline. Probably you were promoted multiple times in one organization. So mention in within one organization, try to show that you were working as technology probably engineer, and after that you were promoted as software engineer, and after that senior software engineer, then technology lead. Make sure that you have proper categorization of your roles which you were playing with that organization. If you mention just one role, technology lead, and you don't mention your your past roles in the same organization, you will not be able to show that you were performing good and you were got promoted. So you just make sure that you mention that in a proper way, that you first mention the company name, your your designation, and your number of years you were working with, and the timeline. Also, you make sure that you mention about your number of designations. Let's say if you were working for 4 years and you were promoted twice.
That's all right, my LinkedIn profile.
Khushi, can you? Okay. So let's say if you were working for 4 years with one organization, with Microsoft, let's say imagine that you were working for 4 years. So make sure that you are, and you were promoted twice, make sure you are properly mentioning it in your LinkedIn profile. After that, education. So if you look at education, so whatever education you might have attended, so ensure that you mention that education properly, like whatever masters you have done, bachelor's you have done. So probably you can mention it properly, and it should look like this, that it should look step by step. Your latest experience should come on the top, okay? And your latest education, like which you did recently, that should come on the top. Okay, it should go from top to bottom. So it should be like, first of all, your profile should display. Ravi, can you please go on mute? Yeah, so your profile might, you might have attended, like, let's say 4 different degrees. So based on the timeline, the recent one should be on the top, and the earliest one should be below. Okay. After that, we have the section for licenses and certification. Ensure that you mention your certification in a proper section. You do not merge this certification section with your education. Please don't do that. It looks very bad in front of your recruiter. Okay. After that, we have a section for skills. Whatever skills you have mentioned in your resume, same skills should come here. Okay. Same skills should be mentioned over here as well. Nishika, can you go on mute, please? Okay. Guys, please do not unmute yourself. It might disturb everyone. Now, skills should match with your resume. If in case your resume talks about AWS, it talks about Jenkins, it talks about Terraform, it talks about Microsoft Excel, Microsoft Word. So you have those skills listed here. Okay. And I'll come back to endorsement again. Okay. But I'm just telling you how to create the profile right now. Later on, I'm going to tell you that how to get the endorsement and recommendations. I'm going to talk about it in a while. Okay. So make sure that your work experience should be properly mentioned, then your education, after that licenses and certifications, and then skills. These are the 4 very important, important things which recruiter always looks at your profile. Whether you apply your job on Indeed, ZipRecruiter, or Job Hunt, you apply on different portal, but still recruiter visit your profile. They have the option of visiting LinkedIn profile, without even telling you. You will not even know that recruiters are visiting your profile. Okay. So make sure that your profile is up to date. Otherwise, the impression which will they take away from your profile will be different, and they might not even call you. Okay. And sometimes what happened, I tell you the real example. Sometimes people get selected, but when their resume does not match with LinkedIn profile, it can create problem. So please make sure your resume, whatever you mention in your resume, should reflect on your LinkedIn profile as well. So this was about work experience and education. Coming to headline, this is the most important things for everyone. Okay, let me show you why. Let's say if we look at someone profile from here. Okay, here we see this line: IT infrastructure and cloud and project management. This is something which is very, very important, and most of the people, they basically fail to update it correctly. This headline is very important because let's say if recruiter is searching the profile on LinkedIn, and he come across your profile, and if your headline is not updated correctly with the right skills or right achievements, then he might not contact you or he might not consider you. So make sure that whatever like whenever you have your profile ready, so in case your headline should be updated properly, it should talk about what do you have, like how do you create a difference in the market. Okay, let's say I am MCT, Microsoft Certified Trainer. So it actually helps recruiter to reach me. They can easily find my profile that this guy is Microsoft Certified Trainer, so he can be contacted for more trainings. Then I am having 5 certification in Azure, so they can easily understand that how many certifications I have in Azure. So this headline actually conveys the real it's like a like a summary about your whole profile. So make sure that you have all the achievements, certifications, and your skills should be listed properly. So over here you can see DevOps, Kubernetes, Docker, Node.js, Angular. Like I have all these skills, so I have mentioned it over here so that whenever someone looks at my profile, they can easily see that okay, I have everything over here. So then they will start reading it. So make sure that you have properly displayed your profile so that it gets highlighted. Okay. The only purpose is that I am 1 in billion. How will I highlight my profile? That's the only goal, guys, here. That you guys are also, probably one in billion who is applying for the job for IT, or 1 in billions. How will you highlight the job, highlight your profile? How will you make sure that more and more recruiters actually reach out to you? Many recruiters, they reach out to me just because I have good highlighted profile, and LinkedIn is one of the major job portal right these days. Okay. After that, so this was about headline. So make sure your headline is properly updated so that recruiters reach out to you without even expressing about your profile. Last is the recommendations and endorsements. This is the very, very important point which needs to be noted by every one of you, that how recommendations plays important role. Now you are the one who is trying to display your profile, who is trying to highlight the profile. Recruiter will trust your profile only when you have some reviews on your profile. Just like many of you, when you were joining Thinkcloudly, you might have visited our Google reviews. You might have visited our different Trustpilot reviews. So you checked before associating with us, you checked whether Thinkcloudly is the good organization or not. Just like that, recruiter, they check whether this person, whatever he's trying to highlight, whether that is trustable or not, whether that recruiter can trust your profile or not. That is the very big question for every recruiter. Now, how to win the trust? That is the main important factor for all of us, that how will we win the trust of recruiter? To win the trust of the recruiter, over here we have 2 important things. First one is skills. Over here in the skills section, you will see that whatever skills you have, you can request for endorsements. So you can see for my Microsoft bot, I have 8 endorsements. For my PowerShell, I have 11 endorsements, which means 11 people have endorsed me that that Naman is good with C#. Let's imagine if 100 people endorse me on C#, or let's imagine 200 people endorse me on PowerShell. Will it not win the confidence of recruiter? It will. Having 0 is a problem. Having 10 is not a problem. Having 15 is not a problem. That's okay. But more and more endorsements you have on your profile, that will certainly help you to gain good recruiters, views on your profile. And that is certainly very important. So, and the best part with this is that once you are endorsed by someone, that will be there for next so many years. So you can get the more and more endorsement on your skills. Let's say if I add AWS over here or Azure over here. So 9 people have endorsed me that Naman knows Azure good. So this is really important for all of you who are looking out for the job. You make sure that you get more and more recommendations, endorsement from your friends, from your colleagues, from your batchmates. So probably you guys are, sitting with 4 more people in the batch or 2 more people. So request them that to endorse you, and you can endorse them in return. So make sure you are exchanging endorsements so that even the person who is endorsing you is in benefit and you are also get benefited out of it. After that, when we have endorsement, then we have over here, Sam, can you please go on mute, Kushi? Then we have
No.
recommendation. Yeah, we have the recommendations over here. Guys, recommendation is certainly important. When you look at my profile and if you go through my recommendations, you will find that how Naman is actually good at what. Naman might have mentioned so many things over here in the headline that he's good with Kubernetes, Docker, Node.js, but recommendations comes from directly from people to whom you might have worked, okay, to whom you might have, worked on a project or you reported. So you will see a lot of, so as many recommendations as you have, that will increase the value of your profile. So make sure you are requesting. So you can request others, your connections. Let's say if I want to request, I can click on this plus and I can say, ask for recommendation. So I can request my colleagues. See, I can search for people. I can, let's say, search for Kajal. Okay. And I can request Kajal to give me some recommendation. So that she can give me recommendation. I can ask Kushi to give me recommendation. Okay. I can ask different people to give me recommendation. And once they give me recommendation, I will review it. And then if I want, I will make sure that people can see it. So if you see over here, if I disable it, people will not see, the recruiters will not see this recommendation. Okay. So recommendations are also more important than endorsements. So if you have more and more recommendation, if you have more than 50 recommendations, your profile has a worth to look at. Okay. So recommendations are certainly important. Okay. So make sure that all these fields are updated, okay, properly. And you can create such banner, okay, you can create such banner where you try to show that what are you good at or what do you like to do. So you can showcase some of the certifications you have, which is again a very eye-catching strategy. Okay. Also, now this was about profile updating, that how you can update your profile, how many, how can you update about yourself. Okay. More important thing to be noted is for all of you guys, what you guys can do. You guys need to post like every now and then, every 2 or 3 days. If you find something, just make sure you post. You will increase your community, okay, of LinkedIn. It will not help you right now, but in a long stretch, it will certainly help you to make sure you are, posting good videos, which will help others. Okay. It was not just to highlight your profile, also to help others. Probably you might have studied something new and you would like to share with your connections. So try to share it. You will gain some likes, some comments that will also highlight your profile, and that will also give you a good, good thing. Like it will be a good thing for you to have a good number of profile views. After that, over here, it was all about profile, but make sure you post regularly. Okay. Make sure that every week, every 1 or 2 days, you are posting regularly so that you are getting good number of views. And one day you are going to reach to the recruiter automatically. One more thing which you need to understand over here, every one of you, let's say you're studying AWS or maybe DevOps. Make sure you are searching recruiters. Okay, probably AWS recruiters you are searching. Okay, and you're making them your friends. Okay, like you will find a lot of hiring cloud support engineers, so you can connect with him. Make sure you send friend requests. You will be in touch with recruiters. As soon as they post something on LinkedIn, you can directly go and apply. When you reach directly, your chances of getting the job becomes higher, because you are reaching out them directly. Your chances are becoming higher, and they will they will basically focus on your profile, because you will be the first one who will be sending them email. So a lot of people who are in my connection, they are recruiters, and they keep posting like, here are the opportunities, here are the opportunities, and when I apply, I really get results. So that's very important. So make sure you make good friends and making recruiters friends is always helpful and benefited. Okay, so make sure you're making friends or connection. Over here on LinkedIn, we do not say friends, we say connection request, we say connection. So you are sending the connection request to recruiters as well as to some good leaders. So on Azure, there is someone who is very good, Scott Duffy. Okay, so you can connect with him. He's a good one who shares a lot of content on on Azure. Just like that, there is you might have heard about Stephen Marek on Udemy. He's a good content for AWS. There are so many people who will be here on LinkedIn. You can connect with them, and they share a lot of stuff. Try to read it, try to go through it. Stop using Facebook, start using LinkedIn, and you will see the results within 1 month of time. After that, last thing which I want to tell every one of you is, the best thing which we have here is the the job. You can simply apply jobs. Now, some of the jobs take a lot of time to apply. You have to fill a lot of big applications. But over here, what happens that many, let's say if you're looking for the job, let's say AWS architect. Okay, so if you look for the job here, you can apply. If you see somewhere easy apply, make sure you apply on this, because it is very easy. It is just one click away. You will just click on it and you will apply for the job. For others where you don't see easy apply, let's say on this you don't see easy apply, you have to fill the full application. But sometimes you are tired after your work, you don't have much time. Make sure you open this section on your cell phone and at least applying for this easy job, because others will take a lot of time, but at least you can apply for these easy jobs. So that will also, within just no time, within just 10 minutes, you will apply 6 or 7 jobs. And you will be, if you're lucky, they will be contacting you. So make sure that you do it regularly, because you are in the process of getting job. Once you get the job, you can have your easy life again. But right now it is very important that you take the advantage of this easy apply, because it gives you, you can fill it within 1 or 2 clicks, but others will take time. Let's say if I click on this apply, it will take me to other page, and I have to fill like a very long I have to create the account, I have to fill application. So it takes time. Rather than, you can just simply apply over here on easy apply. It will be quicker than applying on a normal job. Okay, and yeah, so this is what I wanted to talk to you about the LinkedIn grooming. So make sure that you groom your account properly. You have your profile image updated. Okay, make sure you have your good profile updated. I know I don't have a good profile, but you guys can certainly have a good profile updated, because if you update, you will be you will look genuine. It's LinkedIn is full of fake people. It's like Facebook, but still, how will you look genuine when you have your profile image? So don't keep it empty. It doesn't look good. Just make sure you have your profile picture updated, so that you get good views from your recruiters. So that's what you have to do. And lastly, guys, that's a small recommendation. A small request for everyone. We have our page over here on LinkedIn as well. So you can subscribe. You can just follow us. We regularly we post a lot of different content over here, even the useful content, not just marketing content. So you can follow us. It will really help us to build a community of cloud with all of you. Okay. So this was about LinkedIn profile. And yes, one more strategy which I would like to share before I actually move to GitHub. Probably we will not have time for quiz today, but I think that's okay. Information is more important than quiz. So strategy is that make sure you visit your friend's profile. Okay. So you are regularly visiting your friend's profile so that you get more and more number of suggestions like what your friend is doing. Probably you can also adopt it. Okay. And make good friends. Recruiters should be your friends. You can make me friend. That's it's up to you if you want to make me friend. Your instructors who are teaching you, they can be your good connections. Okay. And and if you find someone who is influencer, not just motivation influencer. In IT, you do not need a motivational influencer, you need a technology influencer. So make sure you are making friends who are technology influencer so that they share some content, you get updated. Oh, AWS has shared something new. AWS has launched something new service. So you are aware. So make sure you are making good friends. Maybe you can make some good connection with CEO of Microsoft, CTO of Microsoft. I mean, they will give you a very good idea that what is actually going on in technology world. Okay, and actually cloud sits in the center of technology. So if you are connected with a lot of good technology people, that will certainly help you. After that, you make sure you update your profiles regularly. Updating profile means that if you might have attended a new course or if you might have gone through a new certification exam and you passed it, make sure you update it. If you have gone through the profile, I mean, if you have gone through some event and you want to post some, some comments about it, just make sure you are posting regularly. So keep updating your profile so that your profile looks serious and it looks that you're active. Okay. It really attracts recruiter. I'm telling you, I have my own experience. If I tell you, to be honest, 2 or 3 years back, when I was searching for the job, I used to update on a daily basis. Someone had told me this trick that update your profile, just post something on LinkedIn, you will certainly get a job and you will certainly get good views. And that really worked. So that is what I want to recommend all of you, that if you want to make sure you are hot in the market, your LinkedIn profile should play a very important role to get the job. Okay, and take help from us. So we will be always here. You can always ping your admins. So as all of you who are in the groups, you can always ping your admins. Okay, you can always ping me. I will be always there, and your instructors. So we have a lot of instructor, Bisma, Ravi over here, and other instructors. So you guys, you can always reach out to your instructors. You can always drop your message in the group so that we can help you to suggest you better. So the only goal is that you get a job. It will be a free marketing for us. I'm just kidding. Okay. Now, I hope you had a good session on LinkedIn. I really appreciate that you were hearing me. No one actually dropped till now. And thank you so much for listening me patiently. Now let's talk about GitHub. This is really important, guys. GitHub actually plays a very important role in all the technology interviews. Even one question is always associated with GitHub, that or Git, like what is this Git? Okay. Let me start with the problem statement and I will tell you that how GitHub solves the problem. And then I will show you a few things on GitHub. It will not be a very detailed session on GitHub, but I'm going to show you some of the important things which are important for you to know GitHub. Now what happens? What is the problem statement that why we need GitHub? Generally what happens, guys, we have applications, whichever applications you use in a daily life. You're using WhatsApp, you're using Facebook, Netflix, Uber. There are so many applications which you use on a daily life. And there are applications which are used internally in your office, the place where you work. Let's say if you're working in healthcare, so there will be a billing software. So there are applications and software. Always remember, guys, that all the applications and software is made up of code. Okay, it's made up of application code, programming, which you say, okay, code. So let's say WhatsApp will have its own code. Okay, just give me a second. There's some background noise. Sorry. So whichever applications you use on a daily basis, let's say you use WhatsApp, you use Netflix in your office, or whichever application is created in the whole world, let's say Thinkcloudly is a website. Okay, all the applications is made up of code. Okay, in a very layman term, it is a code, which means there are software developers. So what is the role of software developer? They are responsible to write the code and they build applications. So if you're using WhatsApp, there are developers sitting somewhere in the world. They have created WhatsApp. So there are creators for everything. Okay, so even WhatsApp is created by developers. Your Facebook is developed by someone, some developers. Your Netflix is developed by some developers. But how are they developing it? They develop by writing code. Okay, they develop by writing code. Now, the problem is that this code which they write, they cannot keep on their local computer. Let's say if I'm a developer and I am building a website, Thinkcloudly, and I'm keeping the code on my local laptop, then what will happen? Tomorrow, if my laptop is damaged, then my complete code will be gone. So I cannot rewrite the code. I might have spent my 2 years of time to build a website like Thinkcloudly, or I might have spent like 1 year of time to build certain application. I have written so much of code. I have created this application, and now because the code was on my local system, it is gone. Okay, because my laptop is damaged, my code is gone. Okay, so now the problem is that we cannot keep the code on the local system. We need to find some cloud space. We need to find some space online where we can keep the code. So the GitHub is the best solution in the world where we can keep the code. Okay, so let me show you. Let me show you a very good example so that you can visualize what I'm trying to say. So I created this application, Angular application. I was actually learning Angular at that time. It's been 2 or 3 years now. And this application I created, and if you click on it, there are some buttons, you can make the payment, and there are certain things. This is the application, but I have kept this code on my GitHub account. So you see this payment app. This is the code. These are the files which I have written to create this code. Now, I am keeping my code on GitHub for a purpose. I cannot keep it on my laptop because I have changed my laptop within 3 years. I have changed my laptop 3 times. So if I wouldn't have kept it on GitHub, my code might have lost already. So just to make sure that that doesn't happen, I am using GitHub to keep my code. Okay, so that is why GitHub is also known as Source Control Management. Okay, SCM, Source Control Management, Source Code Management. Code means that your application code. So for my payment application, oh sorry, it's gone. Just a second. Yeah, for this application which is running over here, the code is kept over here. Okay, so that's why this code is and this tool is known as Source Code Management. Okay, and I'm keeping my source code here. Now, GitHub also helps in one more case, that is version history. Okay, version history. What is the meaning of version history? It means if I want to update a small change over here, it keeps the history of my changes. Okay, so let's say if I make a small change in one of the file, let me make the change on this file, Docker file. Okay, and I go and make a small change here. I'll go and click on commit changes. Okay, see, I have added a few lines. You can see this empty space. I have added this. Now the best part about GitHub is that it keeps the version history, who made the change when. So you can see on 11th July, which is today, 11th June, which is today, Naman Jain has made a change where he updated this Docker file. And if you go inside it, you can easily see what change Naman has made. So this is the version history, which tells me that what versions Naman has created by updating the files of your code. Okay, and it also gives a capability that in case I want to move back to previous version, I can quickly do it. So probably this version which is running over here, this is version 2. And if I want to go back to version 1, so I can use the old code from GitHub, and I can go back to my old code because it maintains the history. That's why it is known as version history, that it maintains the version's history, and we can always go back to previous version, if there is a problem. So if you see, Facebook releases a lot of versions now and then, but they don't fear because they have GitHub with them. If they want to roll back to a previous version, they can always go back because they maintain a version history in GitHub. So GitHub is a tool which contains all your application code. It contains all the application code, and it maintains the history that who is making change, what, like which change is made by whom. Let's say that all of us are working as a development team here, on this payment team or payment app. Let's say all of us are working as software developers. We can make the changes, and in the version history, we can always, in the commit history, we can always see what change we made at what time, so that we can identify who made the change when. So you can see like, what change Naman has made on which date. So you can easily identify that. So that's why GitHub also helps to maintain version history. GitHub is the best collaboration tool. Okay, it is the best collaboration tool. You know why? Let's imagine that on this Facebook application code, there are 50 developers who are working, or let's say 5. Okay, let's not go 50 because it might confuse you. So there are 5 developers who are working on the code. Okay, because you might know that not one person can create this big application like Facebook. There are so many developers who are working. So that is only one application, right? Developer 1 is working on Messenger. Developer 2 is working on Instagram. Let's imagine. Okay. Developer 3, let's imagine they're working on Facebook ads. Okay. Developer 4 is working on, let's say, marketplace. On Facebook, we have a marketplace. And developer 5, let's imagine it's a normal friends, making friends like a component. So all 5 developers are working on 5 different capabilities of Facebook. But there is a single code which we have kept it on GitHub. How all these 5 developers will basically work on 5 different, applications or 5 different features. So they are all working on different features, but how will they work on a single source code? What they can do, they can simply copy the code on their local system. Okay, they can simply copy. Now the problem will be there will be 5 different copies of the code. Now this code will be different, 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 and this code will be different. But Facebook is one single application. Now Facebook is one single application, but now you have 5 different application code. I don't want to confuse you guys. What I'm trying to say is 5 developers are working on 5 different features. Okay. And when they are working on 5 different features, they have created 5 copies of code, which is very confusing. Now application is one, Facebook, but there is 5 different codes. That doesn't work. That doesn't work at all. That's why GitHub has something called as branching, branches. So you can create the branches of your code. Let's say developer 1 will create the branch of this code, will make the changes, and will merge back the changes. So always there will be single source of truth. There will be single source of truth. Developer will be branching out, merging the changes, branching out, merging the changes, branching out, merging the changes. All the developers will focus on one single code. They will be making the change, merging the code, making the change, merging the code. That is why it makes the GitHub the best collaboration tool, that you can easily collaborate. You can easily collaborate with a lot of people. Okay. I mean, when you have a lot of people, there will be single source of truth, single source of code, and you can keep making changes. Now let's imagine that over here, we have the code. Okay. Let's imagine I am a different team member. I'm not Naman. I'm a Destiny. Okay. Now over here, I can go and I can create my new branch. let's say I'm working on a payment. I want to add PayPal. Right now, my application does not support PayPal, but I want to add PayPal and I want to work on this code. So what I can do is I can create a branch out of it. I can say PayPal feature. Okay. And I can click on this and it will create a branch for me. Now see, this branch has been created. This is my workspace now. I can make changes over here. Now what I can do, I can go back and I can write what code I want to add this PayPal functionality. I'll keep on adding the code. Let's say if I say PayPal or whatever functionality I have added, let's imagine I have added some code so that this supports PayPal as well. I made the commit. My changes are reflecting over here now, but I'm still on the branch that is PayPal feature. Now my job is to merge PayPal feature to master because master is the real branch. Everyone is actually taking out of the code from master, but when your feature is done, when your work is done, you will be merging it back to the master. So when I merge my code to the master, right, it will maintain a single source of truth and my master will have the latest code. Okay, my master will have the latest code where PayPal is also supported, and then it will be released as a new version. So whatever changes I made on PayPal feature, what I have to do is I have to merge it back to the master because master is single source of truth, which is used for version upgrade. So if I want to go from version 2 to version 3, master is a branch from where I will go version 2 to version 3. So I don't want to confuse you guys. Master for your code, single source of truth, master will always be your main branch. Every developer will take out the code from master branch, will give it a name, just the way we gave a name, PayPal feature. And once our changes are ready, we will merge it back to the master. And how we do it? We do it with the help of pull request. So pull request is actually a method to merge your changes to the master. Okay. So what you have to do is now you will go to pull request. And over here, you will create a new pull request. What you want to do, you want to see, you can see this arrow. This is pointing to left. It means this code will merge to base. So I have my PayPal branch. So I'll take this branch. Okay. Now I'm trying to merge it to master. You can see here, and it says able to merge. What I can do is first I will create the pull request. And once the pull request is created, you can see pull request is being created. And now I can click on merge pull request, confirm merge. Now you can see it has been successfully merged. Now you will see the change. Now if I go back to masters and if you remember, I made the change in the PayPal feature. Okay. I made the change in PayPal feature on Docker file. I added some PayPal. Now that has been merged to master. If I go to Docker file, I can see PayPal. So this is how, this is Anmol, please go on mute. Yeah. Anmol, please go on mute. Mushi, please mute Anmol. Yeah. So now this is how developer works. They take out the branch on whatever feature they are working. They make their changes, create the pull request and merge it back. Okay. Let me again explain it. First of all, you go to master. Second, you create pull request. Sorry, create branch with your feature name. Let's say you want to introduce Zelle or Cash App. So you will be creating the branch. After that, you will be making the changes on your code. And once your changes are done, okay, making changes. Sorry for the handwriting. And then once the changes are done, you will merge it back. And how will you merge it? You will merge it back with the help of pull request. So you will create a pull request, and finally your branch where you made the change, you need to merge it to master. So your master will always have the latest code with latest features. And from here, it will be deployed and you can see the latest version coming up. So this is how it happens. Let's say that if Facebook is releasing new feature, how it happens. Developers take out the branch, they make the changes, merge it to master, and finally the code which is in the master, that is used to deploy as an application, uh, you know, yeah. So you basically deploy the application and you see the new version coming up on your phone. So on your phone, sometimes you see, right, upgrade version. So that code comes from master branch, and that reaches to your mobile or your smartphone, and it gets upgraded. So that's what GitHub does. So GitHub actually is a source code management where you keep the code. It gives you this functionality of creating branches, merging the code, making the changes, all these features it provides. That is why GitHub is the one of the major choice across the globe of all the industries. If you want to know about GitHub more, you can always contact me and then we can discuss more about it. GitHub is actually a course in itself, but I just wanted to make sure that you have some idea. Probably for some people who are new to it, you might have to go to the recorded session again. We will be sharing the link of this today's recorded session with you guys so that you guys can easily go through it whenever you have some time and you can refresh your knowledge. Okay, next step is coming to product and services which we offer. You all are aware that we offer different programs and different courses. We offer AWS Cloud, Azure Cloud, DevOps services. We offer Google Cloud, Scrum Master Service now. So in case you have your friends or family members who are interested to come and join us to, to gain a real knowledge and experience. When basically Thinkcloudly was started with an aim that we will give more of a experiential learning, that you will see examples a lot to learn. Okay, it can be a real-time examples, it can be a simulation. The idea was that it will not be the same the way others they do. So over here we have a live project. So we conduct live projects to give you a real feel that how you work in the office. Certification assistance, we do provide certification assistance so that you can get your certification done from different vendors like AWS, Azure, Jenkins, Terraform, HashiCorp. Okay, then we have resume preparation. We do resume prepare so that you stand out the crowd. We helped a lot of people who really took our help in resume, and they provided us very good feedback that it actually worked for them. Interview preparation. So we do mock interviews just to make sure you are more confident when you go for the job. And job support. Job support is also a very good thing with us, that we have a team of engineers who can help you to work when you are working and you are facing some issues. You can always reach us so that we can help you on your job so that you can succeed in completing your task. These are the services which I'm telling you in a nutshell. It will be really helpful, every one of you, if you guys can refer more people and bring it to us. We have referral bonuses as well. And we appreciate, like, if you associate with us, you will truly feel the experiential learning. We try our best to make sure that it is more of experiential learning, and we will keep this thing with every one of you, that we will make sure that you feel that how it happens when you go at job. So people who have joined us recently, you will see it in near future, that our way of teaching is a bit different as compared to others. And the people who are already associated with us, you guys have already seen us, that how we drive our live projects, how we drive our different Azure or AWS classes. So you already know our the way we run it, and we are improving our services. We have recently launched very good blogs. So we have a content team. So over here right now, even the content team has joined us. Thanks to Gaurav and Pari, who have joined us here, like, who actually help us a lot to build a new content. So if you go to our blog sections, if you go to Knowledge Center, you will see a very good blogs. Today we have actually launched a new blog on DevOps, like all you need to know about DevOps. We have recently launched, like yesterday, we basically released this blog which will help you to cost optimization. This is one of the very good question asked in the interview. So whatever blog you see over here, these blogs are coming directly from the interview questions, because our students have gave the feedback that this is what is being asked in the interview. So that's why these are updated and these are real. Whenever you want to read something, do not go anywhere, come to Thinkcloudly and read it. You will have a good amount of knowledge. So you can see over here in the in the interview questions, you can see we have released some of the interview questions. You can always read it before you actually go for the interview so that you feel more confident. And we are in the process of releasing more such content in future, which will certainly help you. That's what we are doing even with our instructors. Now it's a quick quiz time. I know we are already on top of the time. You guys can, like I can ask you questions, but let's not do quiz today. I think we should go to the question and answer because we are already top of the hour. If any one of you have, if any one of you has questions, please ask. Please raise your hand so that we can, or you guys can unmute yourself, but make sure you raise your hand before you actually want to ask. Any question, anyone? Probably we can do the quiz next time. I know we are on top of the hour. Any question, anyone? No question from anyone, guys? Okay.
Yeah, I have a question.
Yeah, please go ahead.
Okay. Yeah, for the LinkedIn.
Mm-hmm.
The time, the headline.
Yes.
I want to ask, is it all about where you have certification on that should be there, or what you know? Or what I mean is, if I understand Python, for instance, and I don't have certification in Python, do I need to put Python?
Yes,
do
that.
Do I need to put Python on the headline?
Yes. Irrespective of having certification is good. If you still do not have certification, but you have good amount of knowledge, so make sure you put it, because Python is one of the good keyword to attract recruiter. So if you want to put it, you can certainly put it. But it should be, make sure guys that whenever you are putting the keywords, you have these two dash or one dash in between the keywords. Okay. So it should, these are the separators. So make sure that you put this so that it doesn't get confused. If you just put it directly without any separator, it will look confusing. Don't put commas. It does not look good to put comma, but make sure you put separators. So you can put single dash separator or double dash separator. It is totally up to you. But that was a good question. Yeah. Any other question, anyone?
Man, I got a quick question about this same LinkedIn thing.
Yeah.
You know, right now, a lot of my folks that I know are doing multiple jobs. And because of that, they just leave their LinkedIn pages blank because you don't want to put too much in there. Well, one recruiter is going to see that, oh, you're working here too. So this LinkedIn thing is very tricky. You know, how we go about it is sometimes it's very confusing because you don't want to put too much out there that would expose you either.
No, for that you have to create multiple profiles. Okay.
Oh, really?
Yes. So the answer for that is to create multiple profiles. It doesn't.
With the same name?
Yeah, why not? What's the problem? When you can create multiple resume, then why can't you create multiple, multiple job profiles? So people actually create resume for one for Scrum Master, one for AWS, one for Azure. Why do they do it? Yeah.
So if the recruiter goes to LinkedIn and type your name, wouldn't all the profiles pop up?
They will certainly they will pop up, but over there you can, but recruiter will certainly reach out to your profile. They will not write your name. You have to mention the LinkedIn link you will give. They will not search you. Probably with your name, there will be 10 more people in the world. So they cannot go in each and every profile. What happens when you apply for the job? At that time, they ask you, what's your LinkedIn profile URL or link? Then you profile them. So you give a direct link to them. They never search by your name.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Now this is revealing. This is really revealing. Thank you.
Can I ask a question, please?
Yeah, Destiny, please.
Yeah, I tried to create another profile for LinkedIn and the other was canceled. So I was wondering how to go about this because my previous career was mostly in like accounting firms and manufacturing, and now get into the IT. I was trying to tailor my LinkedIn profile to reflect what I'm doing in the IT world, but it wouldn't let me use the same email address to create like another profile as you just recommended.
Yes, you cannot create another profile with same email. try to create another email. And,
This change the email. So
Yeah.
basically what I do, Namal, let me quickly say something, which what I usually do as well, that separate everything is that I have like 3 names. So I use my first name and my middle name for all the names, right? For the other account, I use like my first name and my last name. The one that my main account, I use my first name and my last name. For the other one, I use like my the 3 names together. So I separate it with, you know, one with the name and with different emails and with also different number as well. So it's pretty much easier for you to really navigate the 2 together. So once they even search, because sometimes they do search the names as well. So if they search the names, it will be easy for you to not link everything together. So once they say it, it's not going to like link everything together. It's going to be like a separate name once you search it, the names.
No. Oluwa, they don't search by name. So don't worry about that. They never search by name. They need profile. They need the profile URL, and then only recruiters who are searching by name, they cannot. By my name, Naman Jain, there are hundreds of people in India, and there are hundreds of people, thousands of people in the world. So they cannot search me. So searching by name will never help. It will always help when with the URL. They always need the URL. You have to understand that.
So in that case too, it's not probably advisable to put a profile picture, because even with different names, they can look at the pictures and tell it's the same person.
Exactly. So in that case, don't put your profile picture. Yes. Yes. Sam, you want to ask something? Showman?
Naman, can you hear me? Naman?
Yes, I can.
Thank you for your presentation. It was a nice presentation. We learned a lot of things. I raised my hand a long time ago, but however, I got the lot of answer from that one, because I'm actually proactively active in the LinkedIn. I have more than 5,500 followers. But one thing that because of that, recruiter also knows by name, right? In the North America is here, AWS recruiter, they knows me name because I worked in the IBM, but not the IT part. I worked in the IBM in the compliance side. But when they are doing the compliance side, I worked in the automation side. So how my profile incorporate with my current role? Now I'm working in the big 5 bank in here as well as. So I want to incorporate my skill, cloud skill in my LinkedIn profile. Rather, I can open my another LinkedIn account actually. So it would be good for me because it's people to people is vary, right? So what I have in my skill, so I can encash in my career in here. So for me, what would be your suggestion in regards that?
So you cannot, though you cannot update your, your designation, because you have even recruiters of the same company as part of your connection, but you can always update your roles and responsibilities. So that's not a problem at all, Showman, that you can mention that though you were working with compliance, but you were actually associated with AWS security as well. Okay. Try to modify in such a way that it doesn't hurt the recruiters who are in your connection. And it also gives you a benefit of meeting new recruiters, okay, on the same profile. So you have to play over here in your work experience. And I think it will not be a problem.
I will reach out to you according this reason, because I don't want to lose my connection as well as, and I want to incorporate in my previous skill that one. So I will reach out to you regarding that issues. Thank you, Naman.
No problem. Thank you, Showman. Really appreciate it.
Okay, Naman, I got a concern.
Yes, Steve.
So basically it's not
email, and you can always reach out to me. I think I am in touch with many of you, so you can always reach out to me, or you can note down this, our email address. You can always drop email, and one of our admin or I or someone else from our team will certainly reach out to you. Okay. And I really appreciate all of you for the presence you made today. It really helps us to feel motivated to conduct such sessions. Please always come. We are planning to conduct these sessions every 2 weeks. Even you are associated with us or not, just make sure that you keep attending the sessions with us to grow your learning. It's just 1 hour of time on your Saturday. You can always come and join us, and your presence will really help us to feel motivated. And thanks a lot from the entire team of Think Loudly for coming today. It really matters a lot. Thank you. Thank you, everyone.